My phone bugging out. Shit. Yo, all praises, man. Yeah, I'm trying to drop that. Somebody, yo, where Soundbite at? He sleeping, man? And where the bomb at? Who we got next? My phone bugged out. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yes, sir. Still see love as the. Let me see. Let me refresh my screen. Love was the last person I see, but we got who's not? If a
That's
deer,
a
a deer.
delay. Yeah, let her deal with speak.
Shalom, most high in Christ bless everybody. I had initially came up to let y'all know about what Jessica was saying in all in the chat or whatever, but that's been resolved. So, but anywho, yeah, where is Christmas in the Bible? Nowhere. And why do people celebrate it? Because they don't know no better. They've been lied to, so they think that that's what it is. I don't understand how with all this information, but like you said, God will bring strong delusion on a lot of these people, and if they don't want to believe this, because they love the world, they don't want to let go of the world. So, whew, shame on them. But that's all I have. Shalom.
Hey, all praises, all praises. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay, who we got next?
I think we got Mama. Oh,
All right, baby.
Mama, what you got on
Hey,
top?
Sir, I've already spoken. I'm going to move myself down. Shalom. Most likely.
Hey, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. Because the other sister said that people celebrate Christmas because they don't know no better, right? Is that what she said?
Yes, sir.
yeah, that's what she said.
So you people now in this room, go and tell your family members what you learned in this room. Write down the stuff, listen to the replay, and go and tell them and see if they stop.
I've been telling my family they don't stop.
Okay? Because I've been teaching this. I learned this in 1996, and I didn't believe in God. I did not believe. I said this Bible is fake. It's BS. I don't believe this shit. And then I started. Uh, my teacher told me, forget what your mom told you. Forget your experiences with religion, and come with me to the museum. Come with me to the library. Read these books. Read these historical accounts of what took place, and educate yourself first. So as I started to educate myself and I started to learn about the Christian movement and where did all the religions come from, and it intrigued me. He said, just forget about religion right now. I got the book. The stuff I'm telling you, the first book I read was Two Babylons by Alexander Hislop. I bought that book almost 30 years ago. Okay, and it goes into the physical Babylon in the Bible and the spiritual Babylon in the future. And he showed where Christmas came from, where Easter, where Mother's Day, where Valentine's Day, where all these different things that we follow, where the custom of birthdays came from. And as I started to be educated, I started to show it to people who knew that I never believed in God. I went to the people who were of God. They were furious. They said, don't come with that shit to me, and that's what you believe. I'm like, Mom, that was my first test. I was like, Mom, you always said that you wanted me to read the Bible with you and go to church, and I'm trying to do it. Let's study together. You should see the look on her face when she finally had to sit down and read Jeremiah chapter 10, where it said not to bring the tree in your house and deck it with silver and gold. And I'm showing her about ancient Babylon and how God was saying learn not the way of the heathen. And after a while, she was like, look, just don't come back here. I was almost in tears because this is a woman that used to read the Bible to me when we was a baby. I remember what the house was like. She'll play her Christian music and all her songs that she sang. When I showed her what was going on in the Bible, she was furious. Okay? Next test. My wife wanted to uh, do the baptism that the churches do. And I explained to her what baptism was according to the Bible. And then she said, oh, now you think that you know the Bible, you want to start shoving this stuff in people's face. She took me to her church. And I said, show me where it says to get a godmother and a godfather and do the ritual that you do with the baby. Show it to me in the Bible. You should have saw this pastor's face when he realized. He started to ask, what religion are you? What denomination are you? Because he expected me to go along with everything else. And I had already read about why baptism started in the Bible and why it stopped. And why are we doing it now? And this time I'm cocky now because I'm starting to learn and I'm realizing you people that have these churches every Sunday, you don't know shit. You're telling all these people that the baby has to be dipped in water by a certain age and this and that. And if you're not baptized, this and this. I said, just show it to me in the Bible, sir. By this time, I already read the Bible from cover to cover. And they didn't understand the symbolic meaning of John the Baptist and why he was dipping people in water. And it had nothing to do with you doing it to a baby. There's nowhere in the Bible do you read about little babies getting dipped. Or they called it a christening. Where you have to select a godmother and a godfather. That's a ritual. You only have one God. You don't come with you're talking about you got God parents. So I was a monster. I was challenging everybody because you know that feeling, I know something you don't know. So I wanted to challenge everybody. By this time, everybody that was in the church that was around me, they was like, get away from this guy. He's crazy. Now I'm the fucking nut job because I'm reading the Bible as it's written, and you go into the church and you're playing church. Okay? Then I challenged my brother who was into Rastafarianism. You know how West Indian people are with that jar, Rastafari, and the dreadlocks and the smoking weed, and they're talking about God. I'm like, show me where that shit that you believe is in the Bible. That turned into a fist fight. Okay? That turned into a fist fight. My best challenge was with the Jehovah's Wickedness people because they don't even have a real Bible. They have something that they made up that they got from the Watchtower. And I was showing them over and over how much scriptures was missing and how much bullshit that they changed there. That's a cult. So when people say that they're doing it because they don't know no better, that is not true. This is what Christ had to deal with. John chapter 8, verse 32. Read it, please.
The book of John, chapter 8, and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Because at Christ's time, they were telling lies. So that's why Christ says, ye shall know the truth. There were religious dominant. The church was corrupt during when Christ walked the earth. There was lying, corrupt religious leaders at his time. There was different religious denominations. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, the scribes, the lawyers, the Assyrians. There's just new names now. Jesus Christ was not popular because he did what we're supposed to do now. He challenged the church. Read on.
They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man.
He wasn't talking about physical bondage. He was talking about spiritual control of your soul when you do not understand what is God's goal. Read on.
How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
So he said, what are you talking about? You're going to make us free. Read on.
Jesus answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
And that's what we've been doing in these religious denominations. We serve sin. You cannot make up what you feel God wants you to do. He gave us a rule book, a handbook, and most of you don't know it and refuse to show it. Read on.
And the servant abideth not in the house forever,
If you're a servant of sin, you will not abide in God's house forever. Read on.
But the son of but the son abideth forever.
The Son of God is promising you everlasting life. If you change your life, read on.
If the son therefore shall make you free,
If
What
believing
book
on
are we
Jesus
reading this
Christ,
from?
if who's that?
What book are we reading this from? If you mind
The
answering.
Bible. We only read from the Bible here.
Wait, the New Testament or Old Testament, or is it just
Do you read the Bible?
yes?
Okay, so you're not familiar with Jesus Christ saying, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free."
Oh, I'm familiar with that. I'm just wanting to know like which Bible are we reading right now?
King James Bible.
Oh, the King James version. All right.
Yes. Do you have a better version?
No, I don't. That's the version I grew up on.
Okay, we're at John chapter 8, verse 32. Read it again, please.
the book of John, chapter 8, and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
If you don't know the truth of the Bible, you are a servant to Satan. He's going to tell you that right here. So I don't care how much you like your church or how much you like your pastor or how good the choir sings or because you got baptized in your church or you got married in your church. That means nothing to me. I don't care. I'm going to question you based on the truth of what God says. Read on.
They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man.
He wasn't talking about physical bondage. He was talking about spiritual control of your soul. All of us believe in something. All of us follow something. Even if you say you're an atheist, you have something that you wake up for. Okay? To worship God is to deem him ultimately worthy to be in your life. To dismiss God, you replaced it with something ultimately worthy to be in your life. Nobody walks through life without a purpose. Or else you would just wake up and stay in bed all day and not do shit. There's something that motivates you, something that makes you say, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to get that, I'm going to love this person, I'm going to do this. Read on.
How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
So they didn't understand them. They're like, Christ, what do you mean you're going to make us free? Read on.
Jesus answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
And that's the job of the devil, to make you serve him in sin. That was the deal he was trying to make to Christ in Luke chapter 4. If thou be the Son of God, turn these rocks into bread. If thou be the Son of God, jump from this temple. He showed him all the kingdoms of the earth and said, is given unto me. If you worship me, I'll give it unto you. That's the job of the devil, to turn you away from God and to mislead you. The word devil means deceiver. He does it through deception. And his greatest presence is in the church. Read on.
And the servant abideth not in the house forever.
You will not stay in the company of God if you're a servant of sin. That's the importance of what we're talking about. You may say, so what? What's so wrong with Christmas? We already explained it over and over. It is not of God. It's a sinful day that you're going to partake in. Read on.
But the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me.
So he said, I know that you are descendants of Abraham, because they spoke about Father Abraham, the father of many nations, but you guys are attacking me now. Well, you got to think about, why did they want Christ dead? Because he challenged the church 2,000 years ago. The only reason they wanted Christ dead is because he was doing what we're doing now. We're holding the church accountable. We're not listening to T.D. Snakes and Creflo Dollar and Juanita Bynum and Kirk Franklin and all these other religious leaders that these charismatic preachers and these leaders that you guys love, that you're giving them millions of dollars every single year, and they're not teaching you nothing about the afterlife or death or the destruction that's coming or Armageddon or why the last book of the Bible ends with the earth on fire. None of you that go to these churches, you can explain it if we called you up here on stage to explain. Now you're getting it on Clubhouse for free. I'm not asking you for a dime. Read on.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you.
Most of you, that's why I said, I went back to the woman's thing. She said that you're doing this stuff ignorantly. They just don't know no better. If you tell them, you watch their response. They're going to respond the same way they responded to Christ. When Christ tried to tell them the truth, he said, my word has no place in you because you have only two doors in your heart, one for the devil and one for God. Christ is a representative of God. Most of you are going to pick the second door. Most of you want to be in Satan's house, which is what Christ is going to say. Read on.
I speak that which I have seen with my father, and you do that which ye have seen with your father.
So he said, you have a different father from my father, God. Look what they say.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham.
Because Abraham walked in righteousness, he was obedient to God. Remember, these were people's first encounter with Jesus Christ, who you people say you believed in. The people who first met him, there's documentation of what it was like when he walked the earth. And they did not believe on him. They were giving him a hard time. Eventually, the church screamed out, crucify him. When he brought them to the reality of what's going on and what they have to do to connect with God and to deliver their souls from Satan, they rejected it. The same way most of you are going to do the same thing also. Read on.
But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham.
He said, I'm telling you the truth, and you guys want me dead. You didn't talk to Abraham. You just heard stories about Abraham. Okay? How many people, you regulars who's in this room, how many people come in this room with their Christian beliefs and I destroy it and they never come back to the room again? They go right back to the church and give the pastor money because it makes them feel good in that church to listen to lies. You people have seen it. Before Clubhouse altered this room, we would have a couple of thousand people in attendance in here. It goes off and it uploads to YouTube. Those views go into 15, 16,000. And you look at the views, they're all mad. They're not saying what I'm saying is wrong. That's why
A1, I think you're in the matrix a little bit.
I'm wrong.
Is it me or is he in the matrix?
Just tell me, I'll repeat it. Whatever y'all didn't hear, I'll repeat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, usually when I can't, when my signal goes bad, the phone turns orange, but it's not doing that. Keep reading.
Yes, sir. Verse 40. Verse 41. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even God.
They said we believe in God, the same way most of the Christians do now. They say we believe in God. Read on.
Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, you would love me.
He said, if you were of God, you will be happy for the information I'm giving you now. Just like I said, most of the people are upset that I'm revealing the true existence of what Christmas is. Read on.
For I proceeded forth and came from God.
I didn't make this up. God did this word of God. What Christ is saying. Read on.
Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
Understand if you say A1, I can understand if you say A1. I Googled
A1, yes, sir, you in the matrix.
myself. This is a direct message. Hold on.
Yes, sir, you
You
back
can hear
now.
now?
Verse
Okay,
42.
read it again.
Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, you would love me.
If you had a spiritual connection to God, you would be happy for this information. Who wants to be serving the devil unknowingly? Read on.
For I proceeded forth and came from God.
I'm proof that there's a God because I never believed in one. I was never one that was happy to go to church and telling you how much God is in my life. I pretended to believe in God only because the woman that I like, they said, I want a man that believes in God. I was okay, I'll believe this bullshit. I tell y'all the story all the time of a girl that I wanted to get with. She was a Jehovah's Witness. And it was like literally, as beautiful as she was, I said, I can't do this. She really believes this bullshit. She wanted me to meet her mom, and she wanted me to meet her family, and she wanted me to sit there. They had Bible studies every Tuesday and every Thursday, and she wanted to become a witness, and she's already planning our wedding. I was like, I'm out of here. And that time I didn't know God, but something in my heart was telling me this just doesn't feel right. And she was devastated when I left her because I didn't have any intimacy with her, but she just was like, look, I want us to be married. Like she wanted to do things the way the Bible said. I want to get the approval of my family. I want them to like it. So I just couldn't be fake no more. So I just like, look, this is not working. Okay, but I've seen the power of religion and people being held by lies. Read on.
Neither, excuse me, Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, ye would love me.
If you were a true believer in God, you would love this information. Read on.
For I proceeded forth and came from God.
Because I'm telling you what God says. I'm not doing what the church makes things up. There's nowhere in the church it says to be a Pentecostal or a Methodist. Those are man-made religions. Look them up. They have a date when they were formed. Jehovah's Witness, look it up. It has a date when it was formed. Protestant, Lutheran, look it up. It has a date when it was formed. Baptist, look it up. It has a date when it was formed. This religious ideologies, dogma that was created by men. So Christ said, look, I'm not making up what I'm saying. I'm telling you what I heard from God. Read on.
Neither came I of myself,
You have to question a person that's coming of themselves. If everything revolves around you worshiping them, you giving them money, and they are getting more benefit than you are. Read on.
but he
And,
sent.
and, and, and if the case is just you want somebody to talk to, it's better if you get a therapist. They do the same thing that they do in church. They talk to you. Most of the people in church, they just want something meaningful in their life. And we should get meaningfulness from our relationships. Okay? Your first bond should be with your parents. Most of us, we don't have that. My parents they had a horrible marriage. My mother never loved my dad, and my father was too much in love with a woman that don't love him. So my mother left him, and he was miserable. And my mother was always searching for God. She died searching for God, not knowing nothing about a Bible that I watched her read. She could quote scripture, she could memorize almost anything in the book of Psalms, but she knew nothing about the Bible. The fabric, the glue that holds every relationship together is God. If you want a marriage that's going to last, God has to be in the equation. And I'm not talking about that fake shit in church. I'm talking about a real man of God that loves you the way the Bible says you're supposed to be loved. Because the churches are not teaching those relationships, and I can prove it. If you want a bond with your children, it's supposed to be based on God. If you want a friendship, it's supposed to be based on God. The way it described Jonathan and David, it said that those two were inseparable to the point where the readers today say, they must be gay. You guys can't wrap your mind around a friendship like that. You read in the New Testament, Paul said to greet each other with a holy kiss. If we kiss each other today, they're like, you're gay. It's all this gay shit now, where you can't generally love somebody to the way that God intended it to be, because you people are destroyed. You people are messed up. The worst human beings God ever created are right now. All of us are destroyed. We come from messed up marriages, messed up friendship, messed up communities, corrupt government, okay? Disease and sickness, Everything that God said it would be like in the last days for us to need a savior is because of our behavior. And Christ, I'm showing you in the Bible, Christ had to deal with this problem 2,000 years ago. It is worse now. Read on.
Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word.
They weren't listening to him. Christ said, it's like I'm talking foreign to you. There's something inside our soul that's stopping us from achieving God's goal, which is to connect with him. He created us. He knows what's better for us. And we're trying to make things work without the instructions. Try to fix your car without the manual. Try to program your TV or whatever without a manual, without instructions. Or use your computer without a manual. It won't work. The greatest manual to human beings, you don't know it. And nobody's not explaining it right. Read on.
Ye are of your father the devil,
So he told them, your father is the devil. Because you don't understand what God has to say to do things his way, he said, you are of your father, the devil. That's you got door number one or door number two. Door number one is God. Door number two is the devil. Why? Read on.
and the lust of your father ye will do.
Satan appeals to our lusts. Satan tells us to steal. There's nothing wrong with it. Go have sex with that girl. So what? It feels good. Okay? Be angry. It feels good. Everything in sin, it feels good. To cheat, to steal, to be angry, to be bossy, to dominate somebody, to lie, to have hatred. It feels good. That's why we do it. That's why God's rule book is the consequences of what happens when we start to live that way. We bring the earth to what you see now, the brink of destruction. God said, I'm going to pull, because I worked in a hospital for 9 years, and I heard the same thing over and over. For the people who don't believe in God, they say, if there was a God, why am I here? Or why did so-and-so die? My mother was a good person. Why would God take her? They didn't read this. Hosea chapter 5, verse 15.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5, and verse 15. I will go and return to my place
Because there was a time when God made his presence known to us and we dismissed him. So he said, now I'm going to go and return to my place. Read on.
till they acknowledge their offense.
What's our offense? That we use our free will to go against God. We are the only living creatures that could hear what God has to say and go another way. That's the offense. The instructions that he gave us, someone has to tell me what's bad about thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, honor thy mother and thy father, love thy neighbor. Okay? Give honor unto your wife. She's the weaker vessel. Show me what instructions God gave that's bad. I've been asking people in this room all the time. What did God say that's bad? The end result of God is to give you everlasting life and to make you immortal so that you don't die. God said he never made us to die. We introduced death into the world by our disobedience. And you people still have not got it. You're still walking in the path. Most of you who say you believe in God, your father's the devil. That's what Christ said. Read it again.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense
To acknowledge your offense is that we don't know. We're not smarter than God. We need to do things his way. Read on.
and seek my face.
That's what we're doing in this room. We're saying, okay, God, we give up. What should we do? Read on.
In their affliction,
When
they
things
will
go
seek,
wrong, your affliction is when things go wrong. In their affliction, read on.
they will seek me early.
Then we're going to say, you notice if someone gets bad news, it's God, oh God. You get sick, you hear you got cancer, you hear you have a terminal, you God. You start looking for God. You go to jail, you start looking for God. Someone dies, it's God, I can't believe it. While everything is okay, you don't give a shit. So that's why he says what? Read it again.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense
The offense is he sent prophets and we wouldn't listen. So read on.
and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early.
When things go wrong, we get on our knees and we start calling for God. So that's why Christ said in John chapter 8, verse 44, read it please.
The book of John, chapter 8, in verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
Because we give more honor to Satan. Satan is the one that's why he's called the tempter, the deceiver. He's called Lucifer. Satan means adversary. Satan creates an environment for you to fulfill your lusts. Okay, I look at when I was in the world and I was a womanizer, and I look at all the women that I hurt, that it started off fun, but after a while, they're like, look, I don't want you to be with nobody else. I want you to only be with me. And I was taught that that was crazy. I said, why would I just be with one person? Because I learned from other evil men. But that's not what God wanted. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. I didn't know that that was written in the Bible, that that was wrong. Read it, reader.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, in verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge.
Nobody tells you that in church, that to honor marriage and not to be a whoremonger, which is a person that moves from relationship to relationship with no commitment. And an adulterer is someone who'll get married and still not honor the marriage. So that's why I'm showing you things need to be explained like how this room is. There needs to be a Q&A. You're supposed to be able to question the person that's teaching you about God. Malachi chapter 2, verse 7 says it. You don't just go to a church because everybody's there and it looks like a concert. And they're telling you there's something about the name Jesus. Read it.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2, in verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
Whoever you talk to that's a man of God, they should be able to take you into the Bible just like I'm doing. They should be knowledgeable, not likable. I don't give a shit if you don't like me. I am not here to become your friend. I'm not here to tell you everything is going to be all right. Okay? That's not my job. The Bible says the priest's lips should keep knowledge. Read on.
And they should seek the law at his mouth.
Because the laws govern how we live. Laws stop wars. Laws stop racism, stop hatred. Laws stop domestic violence. Okay, if we knew the understanding of marriage and why God put so much emphasis on marriage, why God says, First Peter chapter 3, verse 7, read it please.
The book of First Peter, chapter 3, in verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Most of you women do not have knowledgeable husbands. He picked you for your ass and your tits. He didn't pick you because he looked at you through God's eyes. God said what? Read it again.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge,
Most men have no knowledge of God. Why? Read on.
giving
What?
honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker
What you say?
vessel.
Because
Yeah,
God
yeah,
created
yeah.
women
Yeah,
feminine
later.
and men masculine.
I don't even know if I think it out.
Joseph,
Got
mute your
straight,
mic,
man.
brother. Joseph, mute your mic.
Yeah, they be turning the light off in the morning.
Where he's at? Where he's at? Mute
No,
him.
yes,
Man,
sir.
you gotta look and see. You know went out the door.
Everybody ain't paying attention, bro. You see? Read it again.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel.
Do they teach that? That the man is supposed to give honor to his wife in her weakness? Most men take advantage. Okay, the woman falls in love. They realize how much the woman loves them, so they cheat on them, and they get another one, and they're like, she'll never leave me. So I'm just showing you how the laws of God govern the very fabric of life. God says, give honor to your wife in her weakness. Now you got, I don't know how it is in the other communities. I'm hearing black women saying, I'm a boss bitch. I don't want no boss bitch. I want a woman the way God says. I don't want a bad bitch. I'm hearing that now. I didn't hear that when I grew up. But as the women started to be more depraved and degrade themselves and to become more ungodly, and the men became more evil, it took the women out of their divine feminine nature. And now you see what we have now. You see some of the richest women miserable. I saw Halle Berry. She said, at one time they said she was the most beautiful woman on the face of the planet. She said, I'll never get married again. Janet Jackson fleeing from the guy, the billionaire that she was with. I just want to be by myself. What's the element that was missing? God. You people, you all live in a lie. Your whole life is fake, and then you die. And then you start looking for God. The time to look for God is now. Now when your whole life is messed up. Okay? And I didn't know these things. And the churches are not teaching these things. And then when you do go to the church, they're shaking you down. And they want money from you. Who wants to go to the door and the first thing they're doing is sticking a fucking plate in your face asking you for money? That's not biblical. They were not doing that. The Bible said that the Lord loves a cheerful giver, meaning you're giving because you see the ministry working in people's lives. You see what they're doing. You're doing just not for the pastor to get rich. The men in the Bible were not rich. Okay, when they gave to the ministry, it was to help the church. It was to help the community. It was to help the men travel. They wasn't driving around in Maybachs and Mercedes like Creflo Dollar got $68 million for a jet. What is Creflo Dollar teaching you in his church that I'm not teaching you for free on Clubhouse? I challenge anybody. Bring me one of his teachings that's so great that it impacted your life. And show me the stuff that he taught you. This multi-millionaire pastor that y'all gave $68 million to. Tell me what he's teaching in his sermons that has more bearing in your life than what I'm showing you now in the Bible. Or show me, if you can't do that, show me the stuff that I showed you in this room, in this short time in this room, that he teaches. And he went to the best seminary schools. He flies all around the world and collects money from poor people and goes back to his mansion and sends his kids off to the best college. Read again.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life.
Meaning when you form that union, you get the grace of life. Mercy comes into your life from God. When you have the perfect relationship between man and woman. God don't deal with boyfriend and girlfriend or side piece or baby mamas. And that's what's in the black community. You think that shit is cool to have a baby mamas, to have a side piece, to have to sign a prenuptial agreement because you know that you're not in the relationship for God. Read on.
That your prayers be not hindered.
Because if your marriage is not right, God will not intervene spiritually when you pray to him. Okay? And most of the marriages that I know before I came into this Bible, they were shit. They were fake. That's why people are on their second and their third marriage, or they get married and they hate each other. Oh, the worst shit is how y'all so in love and then a baby comes, now you hate each other. That's the most stupidest shit I ever heard. You should love each other more that the two of you brought life into the world. And you people, you know what I'm talking about. You know I'm not making this shit up. Soon as you got pregnant, as soon as that baby came, they say the marriage changed. We're not the same anymore. That shit makes absolutely no sense to me. And why? Because you people are devils. You don't believe in God, so your relationship is odd. Read on.
Finally, be ye all of one mind,
So we all have to get on one mind, on one accord concerning what's right and what's wrong. Read on.
having compassion one of another.
We don't have compassion as human beings. That's why there's racism. That's why there's crime, there's violence, there's divorce. abortion, alcoholism, drug addiction, depression.
Love as brethren.
Okay, we got to love each other as family. Read on.
Be pitiful.
And we have to have pity on each other. Not look what I have and you don't have. Look at my car. Oh, you still got the one from 2023. I got 2025 now. This shit is crazy to me. So that's why when I say I don't like people, because most of the people are ungodly. Let me show you this, because somebody got mad when I said that last week. I forgot this scripture. Because you all say you believe on Christ. I'm going to show you Christ was the same way. Go to John chapter 2, verse 23. This is why I said before I don't like people. Last time I used the N word because that's what's in my community in New York. I just was saying that to be smart. No, it's not just the N word. It's every person that you come across that's ungodly. They make me sick. Christ felt the same way. John chapter 2, verse 23.
The book of John, chapter 2, and verse 23. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover,
That was the biggest high holy day. All the Jews came from all over to see him. There was hundreds of thousands of people coming at the Passover. It took a whole week. It was a major event. Okay? It was like Michael Jackson coming to Madison Square Garden. Or who do you youngins like now? Drake or Kendrick Lamar, whoever it is that you like, or I don't know. I'm not into this music. I don't give a shit about none of these entertainers. Whoever it is coming to Madison Square Garden, the frenzy that you'll see in the biggest arena, that's what it was like Christ coming to the Passover. It said everybody was looking to see him because his fame spread everywhere. Read it again.
now when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover, in the feast day, many believed in his name.
He was very popular. Word spread and people knew he was going to be there. Many believed in his name. Read on.
When they saw the miracles which he did.
Because they said this guy been doing things that nobody ever did. Read on.
But Jesus did not commit himself unto them.
This is what I meant when I said that people make me sick. As popular as he was, as famous as he was, it says what?
But Jesus did not commit himself unto them,
Why? 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 Read on.
because he knew all men.
Because after you learn the Bible, you examine people through God's eyes and not man's lies. You start to know all men. Read on.
And needed not that any should testify of man.
I don't need to ask questions about you. Christ said, ye shall know them by their fruits. Read on.
For he knew what was in man.
Okay, so they say through much wisdom comes much sorrow. When you start to look at people through God's eyes and not man's lies, it's depressing. So a lot of times people say, oh, this guy, he's angry. Yes, I am angry because I expect better from people. And everywhere you go, from the government to your friendships, to your relationships, to your job, to your community, everybody's full of shit. And case in point is this Christmas. I didn't forget what I said. Show the people what you've learned in this room about Christmas and see if they stop. See if they even give a shit. See if they even care. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 1. God said the same thing that I'm saying. Christ was not trying to get cool with nobody.
The book of
So I don't,
Isaiah,
the lies that they're telling you now about him, they don't line up with what they're doing in the church. Well, his life in the Bible does not line up with what's going on in the church. Christ was not telling people, hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on Twitter or follow me on whatever you people say to follow. That's why you don't find me on social media. You find me here or YouTube. That's not how Christ was. If he was here today, he was not going to be, oh, hit me up, follow me on Instagram, follow me on the gram. He wouldn't be talking about how much followers he had. Read it.
the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. The vision of Isaiah the son of Amos, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
That's you people now. You exist because of a God, and you rebel. You don't want to hear nothing God has to say. Read on.
The ox knoweth his owner,
An ox is a dumb animal. Read on.
and the ass his master's crib.
They say stubborn as a mule or stubborn as an ass. He's talking about an ox and an ass. Read on.
But Israel doth not know.
Our people does not know nothing. Read on.
My people doth not consider.
You don't even consider that God's way might be the right way. And this is why the world is the way it is now. That's why God says, I will return to my place until they acknowledge their offense. The leaders of the earth are going to bring this world to the brink of destruction. The last book of the Bible speaks about Armageddon. It is a nuclear war. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how much you like your job. I don't care about your vacationing. I don't care about your new addition to your house or your new car or the new shoes or the new whatever it is that you do. Your life is going to come to a grinding halt. That's what Armageddon is. The same way when the flood came, the same way a nuclear war is going to come. And you're seeing it on the news. You're seeing it on the news. I can't believe that people are going to sleep and waking up. There's shit flying in the sky with no explanation. And you people are just going on with your lives. Like nothing. For days now, it's been going over and over. Everybody's saying, yo, what's going on? The government is not answering. I got police officers, because y'all know I work in law enforcement. And they're like, yo, we're asking our superiors, and they're just as clueless. Up to the mayor, he's not even talking about it. It's just, we don't know, we don't know, we don't know. So that's why God says, what? Read it again.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
You don't even consider that from one day to the next, destruction is coming. The same way it was when the COVID hit. If I would have told you in 2018 that by 2019, you'll be walking around with masks, you'll be social distancing, you'll be seeing people dying, you will be scared to leave your house, you wouldn't have believed. It's the same way now. You don't know, nor do you consider that the greatest destruction known to mankind is written in the Bible, and you don't know it. You go to every church, and there is, and you play church on Sunday, and you know nothing about what God says. You don't even consider that He says mankind is going to become so evil, they're going to make fire fall from the sky and burn people up. Read on.
Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of
You
evildoers.
know what it means to be laden with iniquity? It's like you making a sandwich and you put the peanut butter and jelly all over it. That's how the sin is on you. You're laden, you're covered in sin. Read on.
Children that are corrupters, they have forsaken the Lord.
You forsaking God. Read on.
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
Okay? So the God of this Bible is angry. I don't know what you people are talking about in your church. This is what you people are talking about in your church. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8. God said, I want you to write this down in the future. So true people of God could go back and tell you this about yourself. Isaiah 30, verse 8. Read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book,
What book? The Bible. God said, I want you to document this in a book. Read on.
that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
In the future. He said, I wanted this documented for the future. Read on.
That this is a rebellious people.
You people don't care. Back to what I said about the sister who said, oh, they're ignorant. They just don't know no better. You correct them. They don't give a shit, sis. They don't care. It's not going to stop them. They're going to be like, so what? Why? Read it again.
That this is a rebellious people.
In our heart, we are designed and in our mind to rebel against God and to align our heart with our father, the devil. Read on.
Lying children.
And most of the people around you, they're liars. They don't believe in God. Just show them the stuff that you learned in this room, and see how quick they're not gonna like you. Christ said, "Ye shall be hated of men for my name's sake." That's when I knew the Bible was real. When I was a piece of shit in the world and I didn't believe in God, and I was a womanizer going to the club and talking about money, and everybody wanted to be my friend. Now I'm showing them the Bible, the most greatest book circulated throughout the earth, the most widely circulated book. Everybody's dying to learn it. Now people are like, "Yeah, I don't like this guy. You're not fun. I want the fun guy back. You used to be fun." When I was in evil, I was fun. That shit makes absolutely no sense. Read it again.
That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord,
Tell them the truth about Christmas and see if they say, "Wow, I didn't know that this bothers God." Read on.
which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things,
The people in the church don't want to hear the right things. They don't want to hear nothing that Santa and Satan, Satan, and Santa is the same thing, just the letters are mixed up. They don't want to hear that a man in a red costume is going to climb down a chimney where fire is, the same place where God said he's going to banish the red dragon to hell. They don't want to hear that December 25th is not Jesus Christ's birthday. It's a day of sun worship, the winter solstice. They don't want to hear in Jeremiah chapter 10 that God says not to bring a tree in your house and decorate it with silver and gold. Because they're what? Read it again.
which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things,
They don't want to hear the right things. This is what they want to hear. Read on.
speak unto us smooth things.
Jesus loves you, my child. The Lord sent me a message for you, a tailor-made. Yeah, everybody goes to church and I feel like he was speaking to me. Yeah, because you're full of shit. That's why you feel that. You want to hear everything's going to be all right now? Turn to your neighbor and say, "God is good all the time." Meanwhile, your life is a mess. Your relationship is a mess. You unhappy. That makes absolutely no sense. Oh gosh. Read on.
Prophesy deceits,
Tell us lies and we'll give you money for it. That's what's going on in the church. You're paying money to look funny and listen to lies. Read on.
get you out of the way,
Get out of here. We don't want to hear the truth about the Bible. We don't want to hear the truth about Christmas. I don't want to hear that my marriage is a mess. I don't want to hear that I should stop drinking and doing drugs and having casual sex and not being in a committed relationship with somebody that loves me to my soul. Do you know what it's like for someone to love you to your soul? That's how God created us to be. For someone to love you to your soul, a bond that the Bible describes. When you're not around each other, you don't feel good. You miss that person. That's why he says that there was never supposed to be divorce. From the beginning, it was not so. You people don't understand that when Christ, get that, Matthew chapter 19, verse 4. You people don't understand that. That's why you move from relationship to relationship with no commitment and you don't give a shit because you're evil. Or the person you picked up with. Sometimes you don't go into the relationship being evil, but you picked a piece of shit, and that's why the relationship didn't work. Because you didn't check first if that man or that woman is of God. Matthew chapter 19, verse 4.
the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and verse 4. And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female?
No, they did not read that. Read on.
And said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother.
They did
And,
not read that. They did not read that you go from your father and your mother. Read on.
and shall cleave to his wife.
And you cleave to the soul of the person that you're with. You people don't know that. Some of you are hearing this for the first time. Read on.
And they twain shall be one flesh.
That's what it means to love each other to the soul. There's a spiritual bond. It's not putting the penis in the vagina. That consummates the marriage, but there's supposed to be a spiritual connection. That's why you women, you know when you had sex for the first time, what it felt, that connection to your first. It wasn't because the sex was so good. It was because God ordained this right here. That was the entrance to your soul. His life went into your life, and you were supposed to create a bond. But because he's evil and you're evil, this is the way the world is now. Everybody's full of shit and fake, and the world is on the brink of destruction. So glad I pissed all of you guys off enough. It's 10 o'clock for me. It's nighttime. I got to go to sleep. Y'all know I work at night. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Until tomorrow, y'all come back tomorrow.
A1,
Shalom,
can I
everyone.
say something real quick before you
Yes, go
go?
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, it's something that you said. It when I was, when I was younger, I was that girl that, loved Christmas and being with family. Christmas was my favorite time, and then it's like I had a reality check. It's regarding a family member. Imagine someone having surgery and going under, and she flatlined twice, meaning her heart stopped beating, and she was literally she died, but then she could still hear the nurses around her trying to revive her. And I mean, to not be able to open your eyes, to not be able to talk, to not be able to move, there's nothing more important than life, and I mean nothing.
Are you saying you experienced that?
No, a family member experienced it, and I was there to witness it.
Okay. Normally, I would have said I don't believe that. But guess what, sis? The same thing happened to me. Okay?
Wow.
I remember because I had asthma real bad. And it was one of the major storms that they had in New York City. No traffic could move, and I was sick. And I had to walk through the snow to the hospital. When I got there, I collapsed. And I looking at myself naked. They took all my clothes off. They stuck a tube down my throat. Anybody who's been intubated, you know what it's like. And I'm looking at the doctors doing this stuff and literally talking to people, and nobody's saying nothing to me. So what you're saying, I believe it not because you said it, because I experienced it. And when I tried to tell people, because they were like, "Yo, you lucky to be alive. You died. We brought you back." My grandmother, she told me, "Don't repeat the story. Everybody's gonna say you're crazy." She said, "I'll believe you," and I was literally out of my body, looking at them working on me
Wow.
and saying how low my heart rate is and my pulse. And you know that light that they say that you see? I saw it. I wasn't close to it, but I saw it. Okay, and as soon as they resuscitated me, I felt all the pain. I felt all the pain. I felt that tube down my throat. I started trying to, because they tied my hands to the bedpost. They had me naked. They had my penis exposed because they were still working on me. And I heard the doctor saying, okay, he's back. And they were monitoring my vitals. And I was furious. Okay. And I couldn't talk because they had the tube down my throat, and they just kept telling me, relax, relax, relax. And remember being so angry until my sister came, and then my sister took asked them could they take my hand off because they said I was fighting before. And she took my hand out, and my sister's like, I remember her rubbing my head and telling me, "Yo, you died." But I couldn't talk for a couple of days because when they stick that tube down your throat, it messes up your voice box. So I was writing everything down. I remember
Oh.
my grandmother telling me, they're going to think you, she said, if you, because my grandmother was in nursing. My mom and my mother was in nursing. She said, they're going to think you're crazy. So what you're describing, I believe it. I've been through it.
So when you die, have you heard of still being able to hear? It's like your hearing is
I
the
heard
last
everything
thing
that
to
was
go.
going on around me. I heard every single thing. I heard the doctors. I saw the people in another room. Everything. And I was looking at my body. And all I was concerned with is, why is my thing out? Why am I naked? Could somebody cover me up? Pull the curtain.
Right.
And I had the whole team of when they come to resuscitate you there. My clothes was cut up. So the point that I'm trying to make is, I didn't think from 1 second to the next, because I always get asthma attack. I always happen. It goes away, whatever, all right, whatever. But never did it go this far. So
Whew.
when people tell me the
Yeah.
story, I believe it, not because you told it to me. If it didn't happen to me, I would have been like, all right, whatever. It's just your experience. I'm telling
Right.
you, I believe it because I lived it. I've been through it. All that
Lord.
stuff about you seeing the light, all of the stuff about your life flashing before you, I saw everything.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, oh my goodness. It's
And
just,
that's when I had
it was
respect for death.
scary.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Now,
scary.
the
Not,
crazy thing is, the crazy thing, it wasn't painful. It was actually peaceful. Like people always say, oh, it was peaceful. You you don't know that you're dead. You literally don't know. You don't know. All I kept hearing from everybody was, yo, you died. You died and they brought you back. And I didn't, but I just was like, is this what it feels like? Okay, so what you're saying, sis, I believe it.
yeah, it was
Okay,
scary. It was a big eye opener for me. I mean, not being able to open your eyes, not being able to move or talk. I'm like, oh, oh no. It's nothing more important in life for Christmas and all that stuff. Please.
and the thing that we don't understand, this is why I appreciate every day that I wake up. Every day I wake up, I thank God for every day on this earth. I don't care about if I don't have money. I don't care if I can't pay my bills. I don't care. You learn to appreciate life. You learn the little things that matter. The stuff that I cared about before, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
All right, so brother A1, I got a question for you. So what's your opinion on them like the orbs in the sky and all that? Like a lot of people saying like that the government don't want to tell nobody what it is. A lot of people think
Well,
like it's something
well,
spiritual going on.
my thing is, why are they saying they don't want to tell us? It's either two things: either it's something supernatural, or they're doing something to us. Those are the only two options. It's only two options: either they're doing something to us, or it's something supernatural. Because there has been sightings, there has been documented sightings. The same thing happened in China. They had lights in the sky that they had to shut down. No planes could fly. Just Google what I'm telling you. The same sightings we're seeing here, it happened in China. And the Bible tells you that there's going to be horrible visions in the sky. That's preparing the people of God, because the Bible says that we're going to be taken up before the destruction. I'm going to give you guys some homework. There's a movie with Nicolas Cage called Knowing. How many of you people? So I told y'all before to watch the movie, and a lot of y'all did not. How do I know y'all didn't watch it? Because nobody came back and told me, "Yo, A1, I saw it. It was crazy." Okay, that's how I know most of you did not watch it. But in the movie, Nicolas Cage was a school teacher, and his wife died, and he was a professor. So in the movie, they were talking about God, and one of the kids said, "Mr. So and So, what do you think?" He said, "I believe shit happens." Because his wife died, so he lost any spirituality because he loved his wife. So even when me telling you the movie, it's gonna go over your head. You're still not gonna get it. His son at school opened a time capsule. People years before buried some stuff in the earth, and they opened it, and everybody got gifts from people from the past. And all his son got was a paper with some numbers on it. So the son was mad. He was like, I didn't get nothing. I just got this paper with stupid numbers on it. But Nicolas Cage took the paper. And each one of the numbers on the paper showed disaster that was going to happen in the future. And when he finally figured out what the coordinates for, it was telling him on his GPS when he punched in the numbers where the destruction. I'm not going to tell y'all the whole movie because it's going to take away what's going on. When he finally gets to the last number, he realized that the earth is about to be destroyed. And that's when the whole dynamic of the movie changed. You people are going to come to the reality of what's going on. You cannot write that movie if you don't know the Bible. The paper that his son found is the same thing the Bible has. The Bible has scriptures telling you that the earth is going to be destroyed. But you people are following bullshit religion that's not telling you that the earth is going to be destroyed or not preparing you for death. You're just living your life. You go to church, you're doing fake shit, believing nonsense, believing in your pastor and giving him money. And you're supposed to be preparing for either your meeting with Jesus or your meeting with God. You got two meetings you can't escape. Either one with Christ if he returns in your lifetime, or one with the Father when you die and you go into the spiritual realm. It's documented in the Bible. They don't read it to you in church. But when you watch that movie and you grasp the magnitude of what's going on, I remember when we read the Bible, so we knew what was going on. It looked like some science fiction bullshit, but in the end, it gives you the scene of what took place in Ezekiel when Ezekiel saw the chariots. The Bible speaks of people to. I'm not going to go into it because I may bring it out on YouTube, so I'm not even going to go into it here. But just watch the movie. Okay, I may go into it this week on YouTube in my class. But watch the movie knowing it'll help you more to understand what's going on. And listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you was trying to drive drugs on a plane in the most in Colombia or the most shittiest place, Coast Guard will be on your ass. If they gotta send jets up, they'll send jets to take you down. Why the fuck have no jets went up to where those things are flying over the United States of America to come and give us answers? Everything is I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Put some drugs on a plane and try to fly it, and you see how quick the Coast Guard, the air traffic controllers, they'll bring you down, they'll threaten you, they'll shoot you down. Now you have hundreds of lights flying in the sky for weeks, and all they're telling us is, I don't know. You should be afraid because either they're doing something to you or something supernatural. The shit don't make sense. You should not be telling me I don't know. We have the most sophisticated radar system there is. We have telescopes in the sky that can look into your house and read your mail. And you're telling me you don't know, and you're not putting no pictures of nothing of these things that people said. One lady, she said the one that she saw, it was bigger than her car. But yesterday they showed NYPD with some little shit that you could buy in Walmart saying, oh, this is one of them. I don't believe that. Because those drones that they show with the police officer, a lot of people have those. So people would have been like, yeah, you could get that on Amazon. You could do this. But they took that picture to calm you down because I found out about it on CNN. I had coworkers telling me, yo, did you see such and such? I work at night, and they've been coming at night, so I'm not outside to see it. Then I was watching CNN and I see them saying, yo, what are these strange lights? What are these things? It went from one or two or three to sometimes 20, 30, a whole bunch of them. And then I'm watching on CNN, they say all they could tell you is they're disappearing in the water. Now, I don't know if the video's still on YouTube, but these Italian fishers saw fighter jets chasing this vehicle in the sky, and they were recording it. This is when before the phones could go on the internet, so the camera footage is not that good, and the jets couldn't keep up with it. This was on YouTube up until I think I played it on YouTube maybe 3, 4 years ago, and the jets could not keep up with it. It could not maneuver the way it was maneuvering, And guess what it did? It went over the ocean, waited for the jets to catch up to it. It was hovering over the water and just went straight down into the water. That was on YouTube, and everybody was talking about it, and YouTube took it off. So they can't tell me they don't know what was going on. Just put UFO being chased by fighter jets. They scrambled
Hey,
jets to chase that thing and cannot. Who did you see it, Zion? Did any of y'all see
hey,
it?
no, no, no. I didn't see that one. I saw the one with the when they was trying to shoot it down in the Middle East. I wanted to bring something to you. Remember in Egypt, where every time Moses, through the power of God, did performed a miracle, how the Egyptians try to mimic it. That's reminding me of what they're doing right now. They try to, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up on YouTube and post a link. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Right, but A1, like the thing is, a lot of people don't realize that those UFOs, those was made in the 50s. Like the government, they play around and driving those. Like there's videos on TikTok where like CIA driving them shits and all that.
Listen, the stuff that they're seeing defy gravity. The fighter jets are coming back. They need psychological help. Okay, they stopping. Your jet can't just stop like that. They said they cannot keep up with them. There's no technology that could do the things that I'm describing to you. Okay, the military was covering it up. They cannot cover it up no more because after so many people see it, it has a psychological effect on you. Okay, I've been hearing about this for years, but never as much sightings as we're seeing now. And the Bible speaks about the chariots of God being able to defy gravity. Uh, hold on one second.
Hey, yo, hold on one second. Hey, yo, if I was, if I had the money that the government had, and I know they had a force, I would try to trick as much as people I can. You know, I try to do this. I try to tell lies. Look, these people lie. They lie. They are liars. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I got it. I got it. I got it. You guys watch out. Watch this. Watch this shit. You think I'm making this up, right? Okay, you guys think I'm making this shit up. I saw this. This is like maybe I saw this in 2009, 2008. YouTube had just launched at that time. And this was big. The media wasn't covering it. This was alternative news that was doing this. This was, I think, Al Jazeera, not Al Jazeera, it was one of those overseas things, and someone ripped it and put it on YouTube. I'm gonna post it here, the link.
Hey, what's the name of that class Deacon Ivan did a few years ago? And the same thing, going into like the FBI files and
Um, one of you take the link. One of you take the link and post it in the so everybody could see it. Okay, this someone reposted it because the one that I saw was at almost 15 million views. So someone must have reposted this one here. Okay, and this is exactly what they're saying is happening over New York now. This happened in
Nah, A1, that was out of a movie scene from Netflix.
no, the Netflix copied it. There was no such thing as Netflix at the time when this came out. When this came out, there was no such thing as Netflix. People are saying that, okay? But this, when this happened, it was in the news. It was all over the news. There was no such thing as Netflix. People copied it, okay? But there was no such thing as Netflix, sir. Because their government was trying to cover this for a long time, and they didn't want to explain it, and they kept taking it off. YouTube had just launched.
Hey, how old are you, brother? How old are you? Cause
Who?
YouTube ain't always been here like this. How
YouTube is
you
new,
how you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm 28.
okay?
yeah.
And Netflix is new, sir.
All that stuff is new.
Okay? They post this when YouTube first came out. This was after 9/11. Okay, this was after 9/11. I wasn't understanding the Bible to the capacity. It wasn't until I met the bishop in 2005 when I heard about this. This was like '03, '04, and someone told me what they're describing here is in the Bible.
Right, right, right. So Netflix came out in 1998, but it was a website. Like they didn't
Yes,
have it
there
on
was
streaming
no.
platforms.
This wasn't on no Netflix. Netflix is new, bro. Okay, YouTube, Netflix. When I saw this, smartphones couldn't go on the internet. There was no such thing as YouTube. There was no such thing as Netflix. Was like Blockbuster. Okay,
Yeah,
Blockbuster was at the time around. I'm old, bro. I'm in my 50s.
yeah,
Okay, there was a lot more footage than just this. It was a lot more. They took it off. Now, the movie The Abyss, okay, the reason why they made that movie is because the scriptures tell you that we come from the waters. The Bible speaks about Leviathan. They speak about creatures uh, if you know anything about the ocean, we know more about outer space than we know the ocean. We cannot go down there. There's nothing on the earth that mankind has made that could go to the depths of the sea. Because God
Right,
said he
but
has that hidden.
the real outer space is the ocean because NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. There's no outer space because there's a firmament, right?
Right. There's a firmament. But just listen to what I'm saying to you. They only know 3% of what's going on under the earth. And the Bible says that there's creatures under the earth. Okay? The Bible speaks about Leviathan. And people have seen things. If you look up St. Elmo's fire, okay, that was in the, I think it was 12th, 13th century, where people were jumping off of ships because of craft that was coming out of the water. People were trying to sketch what they were seeing. So the only reason why I'm saying that is because it's the same thing now. The report of what we're seeing in the sky, they said that they're flying into the water and disappearing. There's no aircraft that man has made that could go into the water the way that these things are doing it without being destroyed. Okay, but although you see the video there, when I saw this, I didn't know nothing about no Israel United in Christ. I didn't know nothing about no IUIC. Okay, there was no social media. There was no such thing as Facebook. There was no such thing as all the stuff that y'all see right now. But it was a big deal. There was another incident in the New York Post where four lights appeared over Manhattan and cars were crashing. This was in broad daylight. And then they tried to tell us they waited a couple of weeks and said, oh, it was just weather balloons from Jersey. And everybody was like, you're fucking lying. You're lying. They looked nothing like it was brighter than the sun. It was broad daylight and the lights were brighter than the sun. The sun is orangish yellow. They were white lights sitting in a perfect square. And they sent jets up. Okay, this was in the afternoon. Y'all could probably Google it. Okay, four white lights appeared over New York City in broad daylight, and people were shaking in their boots. So this is not the first time. It's never lasted this long. And for the first time, the government is saying we don't know what it is.
YouTube didn't come out until '05.
Okay,
YouTube, Facebook didn't come out until what that is, '06. That's
that's
new.
that's that's around right because I remember when the bishop started to upload videos. It was like '06, '07. Okay, but this is not the original video. The original video was in millions. YouTube kept pulling it down. And there was a lot more. I just
Hey, hey,
um
Hey yo, remember the one about with the dome of Ra, the one that went up, it touched the top of the dome and then it went up. Everybody was going crazy about that one,
Yep.
and that
Yeah.
one was crazy too.
Hey,
And
yo.
the one in Israel that it was
Yeah,
nighttime and the people were looking off the balcony and it came down and then it popped and it lit up the whole area like it was daytime and then flew back into the sky. That one is still there. We were just watching it last Sabbath in the school. Aitan was the one that was showing it to us. What we're seeing here is happening around the world. They're just not telling you. They're just not telling you what's taking place. And it's only two reasons the government will not tell you. It's either they're going to do something or it's supernatural. And what I've seen with the ones that have been supernatural, they admit that it's beyond human. There's no technology on the, it defies human intelligence. And what the planes fly to now? Mach 6? I remember when it was Mach 1, Mach 2. Okay, you're at Mach 6, which is the fastest speed that it could fly, and these things look like they're jogging. Our aircraft look like it's jogging compared to the way that it's flying or the way it's maneuvering. The jets could be flying at the fastest speed, and the aircraft is doing donuts around it while it's flying at its fastest speed. Whatever it is doing circles around it. Okay, so that's why the best thing for the government to do is just classify it. We don't know. We're not telling you nothing because if they confirm that this technology more advanced, you people are not going to be able to function.
They're gonna panic.
You're going to panic. The world is going to go into a frenzy. So this is what you're missing. This is what you're not getting. The problem is not what is it. The problem is why they're not saying nothing. That's the real problem. The silence all the time. They're planning something now that they're going to introduce to you later on. This been going on for weeks. They're gonna make up some bullshit like they tried yesterday. They had a press conference, and NYPD just showed a drone. It was about up to the waist of the police officer, and people were like, "Yo, that's bullshit. That's not what I saw in the sky."
All right, man. So do you know like how the top of this year, like the Miami Mall incident, like the fake alien thing and stuff like
Yo, bro,
that?
That
mute your mic, bro. You keep
that
cutting
that
off,
that
man.
wasn't real. Everybody said that that wasn't real. That was fake. That was nobody has any footage of it. It's just word of mouth. And there's a lot of cameras in that area. You telling me not one camera caught anything? Nobody caught nothing with all the traffic cameras, with all the store cameras. Nobody caught any footage and loaded it. That was just bullshit.
You got. They're gonna try to throw you off.
Yes.
They're gonna try to
Yes.
throw you off. I would.
Look,
I would
I
do it
got a
too.
I got a book. Well, I'm not gonna suggest the book because then you're gonna stop reading the Bible because you're gonna get caught up in that bullshit the way that I was. But before I came into the Bible and I was reading about these things, there are people that have documented things that they've been killed, they disappeared. There's a whole uh, community of people that do want to say things that are government that they're like, look, I'm not talking about that shit. So listen to what I'm saying. Trying to figure out what it is not the problem. It's why they're not saying anything. That's what you should be more afraid of. Why are they quiet? Why are they not saying, look, it's this the government, it's this company here, it's this. They tried to say it was Amazon. Amazon said, no, we don't have no ships in the sea doing anything. They try to put it on other companies. Everybody was saying, no, we don't know what's going on. It wasn't until uh Friday of last week when I was going to talk about it on class, but I had to do with those wicked niggas from the ISUPK, that lying black Israelite group that's been telling lies about us. I just didn't discuss it. But on Friday was when they said, when I heard the CNN said they keep disappearing in the water, we don't know what's going on. The Coast Guard is going to give you a briefing. They did a bullshit briefing yesterday, and nobody believes it. So, like I said, watch the movie Knowing with Nicolas Cage. Okay, I tried to show it on YouTube and they gave me a strike. So I'm gonna see maybe if I could do stills.
All right, so I got one more question.
Who is that?
Who just said that?
Yeah, yeah,
That's true.
trilling.
Is there anybody else that was waiting to speak before you? Just make sure. I don't want to cut nobody off that was waiting.
Uh,
Yes, sir.
who?
Yes, sir. The first one that came up was Emmanuel.
Did you call me, sir?
Yeah.
What question you had?
I had a question for AO. Earlier, he mentioned about how the I think it was the Pharisees and the Sadducees that was saying they've never been in bondage.
Yes,
They
that's
were
John
able,
chapter 8, verse 32.
yes, but why would they say that? Because they did not go to the through the Egyptian, the Syrian, and the Babylonian.
They wasn't alive for that. That was years before them. They were in low-level captivity. The same way we are in America is the same way they was in Rome. Read
Right.
it. John chapter 8, verse 32. Read it.
The book of John, chapter 8, and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
They didn't understand that the freedom he was talking about was your soul. They thought he was talking about physical bondage because they were not spiritual men, just like the people that come in this room. When I was reading Isaiah chapter 14, they were speaking similitudes, allegories, and parables. And people take the things Christ said literal. When he said, ye shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free, he's talking about from Satan, from sin. Read on.
They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man.
We no man never had us in captivity. You had Israelites that were freeborn. They never experienced the physical captivity. Read on.
How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
He said, what are you talking about? You're gonna make us free. Nobody never had us in chains or in bondage. Read on.
Jesus answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
So that's what he was talking about. Some of you are servants of sin. Sin has you in a spiritual prison. You don't know right from wrong, and sin feels good to you. You've made sin your home. Read on.
And the servant abideth not in the house forever,
Okay? A servant of sin will not be in God's house. God promises everlasting life. So you will never get the everlasting life that God promised us if you're in Satan's house. Read on.
but the Son abideth ever.
Because we get everlasting life from believing on Christ. Read on.
If the Son therefore shall make you free,
If believing on Jesus Christ brings us the freedom to obtain everlasting life, read on,
ye shall be free indeed.
you'll be free from sin. Read on.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me,
Why? Why did they want Christ dead? For the same reason people come in this room to argue with us. Read on.
because my word hath no place in you.
People will sit here for hours and this word does not resonate with them. It has no place in them. Then you got people that come back every night. When we're not on, they're going crazy. They're like, yo, where these guys at? Read on.
I speak that which I have seen with my Father,
So he's telling you, I'm giving you the freedom that I heard from God. Read on.
and ye do that which ye have seen with your father.
And you sin from your spiritual father, Satan. Read on.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Jesus saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God.
So
This
what
did
Christ was saying was God sent. The people in the church wanted Christ dead. They were listening to him, and all they was thinking about was, yo, we got to kill this guy. He's messing with our money. There's people who come in this room and be like, yo, I hate A1. There's people who come in here just to tell me they hate me or to type it in the chat. I don't go into a Ku Klux Klan room or skinhead room or a room that I disagree with at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to tell them I hate you. F you. That's the power of Satan. They'll stay up all, you could be doing anything. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 in the morning, and you're waiting just to come and type and tell me you hate me. You never met me. You don't know me. That's Satan driving them. They're a servant to Satan. Satan is controlling their soul to fulfill his goal. Go tell that nigga I hate him. Satan talks through human beings. Satan is not going to come and knock at your door. He comes through other people. He moves in and out of human beings. Just like when Christ was talking, and it says Satan entered into Peter. When it was time to betray Jesus Christ, it says Satan entered into Judas Iscariot. Most of y'all don't know how the devil works. The devil moves in and out of you. As soon as you become a servant of sin, Satan enters into you. That's why some people, they be like, yo, I blacked out. I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I killed him. I don't know why I shot him. You never know when you're going, Satan is going to be like, yo, I got this. You're going to kill him, and then I'm going to leave your body. I've heard that over and over from numerous people. Yo, why you did it? I don't know. They're crying later on. They're like, yo, I don't know what happened. It's real. Y'all just don't know it because y'all don't know God and you don't read your Bible. Read on.
Verse 34. Jesus answered them, verily I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed.
The only way you can get free from Satan is to believe on Christ. Hey, I'm going to give you a perfect example. I'm going to give you a perfect example. If y'all watch my last class I did on YouTube, I said, beware of the One West mess. When I first came into the truth, there was a place called One West 125th Street. That was the biggest Israelite school in the world. There was no Israelite school where black people was going to bigger than One West. But when I came, it had just fell apart. I came in 97. They had just broke up. There was a whole big split. First, they had two splits, one in 92. I think that's when the bishop left because you hear these old Israelite leaders saying, yeah, he used to be in the school. He used to be in the school. He was a little kid. He was like 21, 22 years old, and they still talk about him. After 30 years later, they still talking about him because he left the school, started his own, and he blew up. So they jealous, they mad. So now they be like, oh, he's gay. He goes to Africa because he likes, they just making up a lot of shit. They put my pic, they did like 19 videos with my picture this week. They put me in a SWAT uniform. They say that I'm an abusive police officer, and I'm not in the police department. I left that years ago. Okay? They call up my job. You don't know the lying shit that I got to deal with them. Okay, but some of you will come off here and go and watch them. That's why I don't trust y'all. That's why Christ said he committed himself to no man. The same way they was following Christ. Guy, watch, I'm gonna show you. Go to John chapter 11, verse 45. John chapter 11, verse 45. Watch this.
The book
Some of
of
you are just like this right here.
the book of John, chapter 11 and verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did, believed on him.
People see IUIC and they believe in us. They believe in the bishop. Read on.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees.
Say that again.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees
Meaning they was watching Jesus Christ movement, but their commitment was to the Pharisees. Read on.
and told them what things Jesus had done.
They reporting about the shit that we're doing. That's why they start fights with us in the street. Okay? They contact my job. They told my boss was like, yo, what kind of fucking church are you in? That these people hate you. My boss is reading the shit that they send. They had a woman send an email. And if my boss didn't know me, he was like, yo, watch these people. He said, y'all don't like white. This is what my white boss said. You need to watch these black people. He said, now I know why you use the N-word. Okay, he sent me a copy of the email. This was years ago. They don't know where I work now, but uh, they were sending lies there. When the bishop was working, they would contact his job. This is the stuff that we have to deal with that you people don't know about. New York is small. It's easy for anybody. You can't just move. It's 5 boroughs here, and these people got men in all 5. So it's not. I remember one time I was with my son. I'm in GameStop. I'm taking him. I don't know what he went there for, to get a card or some shit. And as soon as I step out the street, this gray car pulls up with me. He said, "You AF, you motherfucker." My son was little at that time. Okay, he was like maybe 9 or 8 years ago. It was them same niggas. They went and did a video about it, saying that I was scared. Okay, New York is very easy to bump into somebody because everybody knows everybody. Everybody sees everybody. There's public transportation everywhere. You're not just gonna move around if you're a creature of habit. Like the certain stores you go to, they go to. The certain places you shop, they shop. You gotta leave to go like Jersey or Philly. You gotta go hours away to be away from these niggas. So when you hear them talk about One West and Harlem, Harlem is the epicenter of New York. The Apollo. It's not like the way it used to be where you could shop. It's turning into Lower Manhattan with Starbucks and all these stupid ass stores. But to get to and from, I gotta cut through there. Okay, so these groups that y'all watching is the same thing Christ had to do. It said, read it again.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees
No,
and
read the
told
verse
them,
before that. Read the verse before that.
yes, sir, verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen the things which Jesus did believed on him.
Christ was popular. A lot of people started to believe on him. But with that same fame and people start to know your name, this is what happens. Read on.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done.
They were reporting to the leaders of the church. Read on.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
Everybody's starting to listen to him. What are we going to do about it? That's why they're doing all these lying ass videos now. They're seeing the bishop traveling. He's going from country to country. They're making up lies. Okay, this is what we're dealing with now. The exact same thing. Read on.
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
So they never cared about the Israelite community. All they cared about was their place. And it's the same thing right now that we're dealing with. They say that they're home of the truth, 1 West 125th Street. They're a break off from a break off of another break off. Most of us don't know those people. That's why they only say Commanding General Yohana, because he was one of the leaders from the first school, and they kicked him out. They said he was stealing and kicked him out. We don't bring that shit up. We don't care. Because the niggas who kicked him out, they were stealing. So we don't care. We never bring it out. We never mention it to you. But you guys don't understand. While we're trying to do this work and bring the gospel to you and teach you, there's a whole community of black Hebrew Israelites that hate our guts. Even the ones that you watch that's not saying shit, they're friends with them. They're friends with them. The ones that you watch, you're like, no, no, I like this group. They're friends with them. Like those little kids that attacked us before about a picture. Okay? Who they affiliated with? These same niggas. So y'all don't know what we have to deal with to try to get this truth out, to try to get this message to you. We fighting enemies, foreign and domestic. So what Christ was experiencing, we're experiencing the same. We don't never hear us down in no group or taking a whole. Every time I gotta stop to talk about them, is to defend some evil that they said. I will never ever go and make up something about somebody because I fear God. Okay, I'd rather see you in in the street and meet you man to man than to go and lie to the public on a video, knowing that the Bible says every idle word that a man shall say he will have to give an I fear God. I'd rather see you in the street and it pop off than to go and take my time and tell a lie to the people that's been watching me, expecting me to tell them the truth. These people have no shame, bro. They have no shame. The stuff that they're saying, they made new videos this week after my video Friday. They took the lies to another level. It's like you can see Satan on them. And that's not the scary part. They've been doing this for years. I'm used to this. The part is that some of you in this room, you watch them. You watch them. You say, I like them. I like this teacher. I like this person. And they are fucking evil. And you people will come around us like it said they were Christ, but some of them went their ways to the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the scribes. That's the scariest part. But like I said, all this stuff is written in the Bible. It's supposed to happen. Christ said, "You shall be hated of all men for my name's sake." Look at who everybody hates. Okay, before I came into the truth, everybody was telling me stay away from the bishop. Everybody was, oh, he's full of shit. He's this, he's that. That was 20 years ago. He was not on YouTube. He was teaching in his fucking house. I would go to his house on the train, 2 hours to Coney Island, and he was in his house. Why they didn't like him? Because they saw him at the Twin Towers. He had an assignment there when the Twin Towers went down because of his rank in law enforcement. He was watching over there was dead bodies there was gold there was firemen still in the rebels, so he had a top assignment. When the Israelites were fascinated, they thought the world was coming to the end, so they was all going down there, turned into a tourist attraction. So they see him down there, and that's where y'all hearing all this shit about him being a cop. Nobody knew that he was in law enforcement until then. And GMS, the one that called himself Great Millstone, they started doing videos around him and telling other camps to do videos. They put his address up. They put that man through hell. To the point where a lot of people was like, yo, don't join them, don't join them. I said, fuck you, because I'm from the streets. I didn't give a fuck. If it pop off, it pop off.
Hey,
So
hey,
the more they was telling me to stay away from him, the more, and then the bishop was like, yo, don't bring that street shit here. Just calm down. This is what it means to be a man of God. So my respect for him is because of his calm, his reserve, him telling us, yo, don't worry about it. We just gonna do the Lord's work. And at first, he'll tell you the stories. We used to get mad at him. We used to get mad. We used to be like, yo, you just gonna let them talk shit? And he was right. Let them talk. He told me 20 years ago, let them talk. They're never gonna stop. They have a role to play in the Bible. You people don't understand that. There must be an enemy against the true men of the Lord. There must. There's no way. We're never just gonna have a walk in the park. When Christ said, ye shall be hated of all men of my name's sake, if you are a woman of God or a man of God, people are going to hate you. You could be nice all you want. So I try my best to be nice. I can't promise you I'm always going to be nice. It's hard, but this is what we signed up for. Well, go ahead, King. You was going to say something?
yes, sir. They had a video of a GMS member. Uh, he said if war break out, he would push the white man over to kill Bishop.
Ah, you saw that. He
Yes.
said, I will jump over the white man to
Yep.
kill. He don't
Yeah.
know the bishop.
Yep.
He don't know him. He don't know him. All he knows is what those old bottles told him. He don't know him. They never met the bishop. When I
It was
met the
so
bishop,
much
he was
hatred. He
himself.
said it was so much hatred, Bishop.
Yes. Wow, that was an old video, bro.
Yeah.
How
Yeah. It
long
was
you
over.
been watching those videos?
Yeah. I've been around for a little bit, but I remember.
Shit.
I
That's
remember.
an old video.
Yep. I
Damn.
remember. I remember.
He
And he
said, I
said
will
it with
jump
so much
over the
hatred.
white man to
Hmm.
kill the bishop. Okay? Hey, GMS used to say that they want to rape his daughter. Do y'all know that?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, there's video of them saying that they want to rape his daughter. He couldn't even let his daughter leave the house. Okay, so y'all don't know the psychological toll that it takes. Look, I'm from the streets. My mother used to tell me, you're going to die. You're not even going to make your 20th birthday. My brother got killed when he was 21 and I was 22. We were a year apart from each other. And everybody used to tell me you was next. So I never cared. Okay? The people when I was growing up, they told me I wasn't shit. Nobody never told me anything good to make me feel like, oh, there's value of my life. My value came from learning about God. Okay, I don't hide nothing from y'all. I don't make y'all think, oh, I was in church and I was searching for Jesus and I was just no. I didn't believe in no. My God was my Glock and my block. The grown men around me and my little brother had us in the street because when my parents broke up. By the time I was 15, I came home. My mother was like, "I'm leaving your father." My brother was 14, so he was in the streets at a young age. So I'm living proof that there's a God. So I don't listen to the shit from these people, and uh I don't see the Bible the way most of you people see it. Most of y'all was searching for God. I was never searching for no God. So that's why my passion is different. Okay? And it's been nothing but hard times and trouble. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, when you find God, everything's gonna be this and that. No. Every year trying to serve God, it's been harder and harder and harder. But if I walk away, what the fuck am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? What? Let me find the scripture.
Hey, yo, don't leave, bro. You so important, and that's why you get attacked the way you get attacked. You know, the damage you do to this system is it's, they got, you know, of course the Satan coming after you. You know,
Ah,
you help me every night.
all praises, bro. All praises.
Yes,
Um,
D. Yes, D. All praises to the Most High for a man like you. Yeah, man,
hey,
for real.
what's that scripture where it says, "Who shall separate you?"
You want Romans 8?
What
Romans,
it says again? Read it.
Yes, sir.
Romans 8,
35.
Read it.
yeah.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, and verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ?
Okay, so anytime you feel it's getting hard or you just want to give up, tell me what you thinking about that makes you want to give up. I want to hear it. I want to hear what do you have in your head that's making you say, okay, I'm not going to follow God no more. Read on.
Shall tribulation
Because I've been in tribulation and every single year that I've been in this truth, there's been tribulation. Read on.
or distress
Every year it's been distress.
or persecution?
Well, I'm 50 something years old and still being persecuted. Worse than ever.
Or,
It doesn't stop. Okay, and it was the courage that I saw in the bishop, or not even the courage, the discipline. Because I'm telling you, there was times when I was like, yo, we should go see these niggas. And the bishop was like, no. He was like, get out my house. As soon as you talking like that, he'll be like, get out of here. That takes discipline. The niggas I was with, they would have pulled up the first time. Read it again.
who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness?
You know what it is to not have no food and not have no clothes? He's being very specific. He said, I don't care about your tribulation, your distress, your persecution. I don't care how hungry you are. I don't care if you're naked. Read on.
Or peril
Or
or sword
perils. You're in perils, in danger.
or sword?
Sword, people telling you, doing videos, I'll kill you. I'll jump over the white man to kill you. People lying on you.
As it is written, For thy sake, we are killed all the day long.
For what? The reason why we're in Clubhouse is for your sake. People are trying to harm us all day long. Okay? And if we're gone, y'all will just move to the next person. That's the hardest part of being in this truth, that the people are not loyal. Okay? Because those guys should not be getting no views. Nobody should be watching them. Who is it that's supporting them, that's making them relevant? The same people that watch us, they put a lie, they put IUIC, they put Bishop Nate. Y'all all run to go watch the video. And I don't see no messages telling them the dogs that they are. If it's us, that you remember what happened with Joy Morgan. If it wasn't for white people doing an investigation and telling us, yo, watch your back. These people hate you. People left the United States to go to England to accuse us of being complicit in the death of a girl that we never met. None of us never met her. Telling her mother lies. Put in the news media. Remember that Chinese boy that was with us? I call him the Chinese boy because he's not no Israelite to me. He was calling the media and telling them lies, calling up Israelite groups, telling them lies, contacting Gina Blue, telling her lies. Y'all don't know the history of shit that we've been through all around the world. That could, she was, if you know how many women have died in America, in New York City, worse than how she died, and none of those Israelite camps. That's why they're all full of shit. They make me sick, all of them. There's no videos about none of them. None of them was talking about Sandra Massey. What's her name that got shot? Breonna Taylor. None of them are talking about none of that shit. Okay, but she was missing around Feast of Dedication. I'll never forget that year. And Deacon Abiel, because that time he was dealing with England, they was like, yo, we haven't seen her. So he started posting stuff on his social. I'm not on social media. Abiel is like, he's hot in there. He's posting. He's like, yo, we can't find our sister Joy Morgan. While we're searching for her, then these people start saying that we did something to her. Y'all don't know the story. That's why she became so popular. Okay? And we already had a policy that none of the sisters are supposed to be with the men without us knowing. But she was going around with this guy. He was in her ear. We didn't know nothing. When the police was accusing him, he was like, nah, we don't let none of our members be with nobody. But it was something that they found in his car, or they looked at footage. We knew nothing about them even being around each other. But these fuck boys, especially that I forgot his name. I'm calling him the Chinese boy so much I forgot his name. Uh
I got his name. Want me to tell you?
Get a liar. His
Yeah, get it
legal
like
name was Get a Liar. I call him Get a Liar. It was Get a Liar, but I call him Get a Liar. He was so mad at us because he was mistreating he was physically abusing his baby moms, and the father did not want her in the truth. Okay? He got her when she was a young girl and defiled her and took her virginity, and her father was mad. So we made a promise to the father that we will watch over her. He was a bum, he was a piece of shit, he didn't work, he had her in horrible conditions. And one day they was arguing in the car because to travel in New York, you got to cross tolls. He didn't have no money for gas and tolls, so he was trying to find a way to avoid the toll. And she was trying to give him instructions on the quickest way, and he started cursing at her. A fight ensued. He told her, get out of the car, and he left her on the highway. And that's how all that shit started with him. Because he was a fucking piece of shit, and we don't allow men to do stuff like that to their women. And when we wanted to challenge him on it, he was like the little bitch that he was, he just started to attack us. That's how that whole thing happened. If he didn't start to attack us, none of you will be saying shit about no Joy Morgan. He was on social media telling lies. He came across the post. He started saying that we did a sacrifice to her. That's how it started. And the police couldn't find her. They was chasing down every lead. But in a way, he helped us because as they chased the lead down, they started to see that black Hebrew Israelites were liars. They sent us a letter of thank you because we let them into our school. We let them speak to everybody. They saw I've never taken a plane over there. They saw that they was like, yo, why are you people in New York in the stuff that we're seeing on because law enforcement now, they use social media to find out who committed a crime. They were fucking baffled, okay? They were baffled. They couldn't wrap their mind around. They're accusing you because remember, before that happened, that was the last time I got on a plane, and that was to Texas, and I had hypoxia. I always have it when I get on the plane, but never to this point where I passed out. I fell to the floor. And the doctor was like, look, you got to really think about flying now. It took me a long time to recover. I couldn't get the oxygen in my blood back to the way it was supposed. It's like divers when they get the bends and they come up too fast and they got bubbles, you could die. So they have to put you in a chamber to get your blood back to the way it's supposed to be. I forgot how to explain it because you don't adjust to the altitude. So that was my problem. I didn't get on a plane again. So I didn't fly for a long time. And that fuck boy was telling people I flew to England. It's just the sensationalism. And you same audience was listening to that shit. That's why I don't trust a lot of you. I learned how Christ learned where it said he committed himself to no man, for he knew what was in man. When that shit happened, I said, I don't trust people no more. People who knew that I don't fly, I don't get on no plane, I don't go, nobody was defending. It was me on Friday Night Raw, waiting for videos to drop, waiting for social media, waiting for contact from police, from law enforcement, watching TV, losing sleep, and then attacking them the entire Friday night. That was the only way we were able to stand when all that evil shit was happening. And nobody didn't give a shit what was the psychological mind state of the bishop, of the deacons, of the captains. Captain Hoshea had to fly over there to England, and the family attacked him. Uh, Deacon Isaac at the time, who's now, he was a captain, he flew over there with the family attacking him based on fucking lies from the black Hebrew Israelite. Yeah, oh gosh. I gotta think about what the bishop would say if I got angry. Look, this is the hardest part of being this truth. You gotta forgive them no matter what they do to you. And that shit is hard. That's my biggest problem that I have is people could do shit to you with no consequences and you gotta forgive them and move on. That shit is hard. Luke chapter 18, verse 1. Read that, please.
Yes, sir. The book of Luke, chapter 18, and verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in the city a judge which feared
I'm
not
sorry, I'm
God.
sorry.
Yes, sir.
What's the one where he said Luke Act 18? Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 second. Give me.
Real quick, Ayo, can I make a comment?
Yes, go ahead.
Man, it's so crazy you bringing this up about that individual. Um, because last Saturday, I was telling the brothers yesterday, like I was on a nap on Sabbath, and then I woke up and I thought it was you guys on Clubhouse, but it was them, and they were trying to turn me against IUIC, even though I'm new and still learning. And they're like, they were telling me about all this shit that you're just talking about, and they were
Hey,
trying to turn me against the brothers from Judah. And I'm like, man, listen
who,
here,
who
you guys
teach?
are retarded.
Who
Look,
teach like
the
that?
reason why I don't talk
What was
about
that?
it, the reason why I don't talk about it is for the family, okay? But I want us to do our own documentary because the world doesn't know what we went through. You know, maybe down the line, just we're trying to give the family time to heal, but the world does not know what we went through. You don't know the footage we have, the letters of recommendation from law enforcement in England, how they was trying to break the congregation, sisters crying because they didn't know what was going on and they loved her, and now they're being accused of being in a ritual murder. That shit was heartbreaking. The people who did know her, I don't know her, I never met her. Okay, so if you notice, they keep bringing it up. They made pictures of her and put it on a shirt, and they teach at camp and they tell the people this is going on 8 years. Okay, 8 years. When 2025 come, this was 8 years ago. They're still talking about it. That's how fucking evil they are. They're evil. So at the same time, it taught us a lesson. Okay, we know that they're pieces of shit. But the thing is, Christ tells you that people are going to hate you and turn on you. We experience it then. The same Israelite community that we're here trying to teach, they believe those bastards. They listen to those bastards. That's why they're still doing it. They know it's effective. There's people still today bringing my name up in some shit in a place that I never ever been to. Okay, I remember when my family, who I was trying to bring in the truth, they was like, "Yo, what happened to that girl, Joy Morgan?" I had to curse my sister out. I was like, "You believe that I will fucking be a part of some shit like that?" So they know the same propaganda that got Christ killed. Remember, if they had the power to lie on the Son of God, and Christ warned us that they're gonna lie on us, okay, this part psychologically, you people, you don't have to deal with this. You could go about your everyday life. Nobody don't know who you are or care who you are.
Hey,
At
hey,
any-
yo,
Go ahead.
hey, they, like what you about to say is heavy because our faces is out there. We walk past people every day, all day long. We don't know who these people are. Our lives is we put our lives in danger for you people. I
Hey,
got yes, sir.
there was one time I was in a Best Buy. I had a hoodie on. It was cold, and the cashier is staring at me. And I always wear my hoodie when it's cold like that. I don't like hoodies, but I put them on because I want to be able to go in and out and not be seen. Till the person left the customer that they was with and walked all the way over to me and said, "I know who you are." So I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I don't know. I just thought they were saying I was stealing or some shit. She's like, "No, you are on YouTube. You're such and such, and you're this and that." And she was just a nasty, ratchet, black, just a dog of a woman. That her supervisor was like, "Yo, what's going on?" And she was ready to lose her job just to come up in my face. And the supervisor was even apologizing, like, "Look, I don't know what's her problem, blah, blah, blah." She wouldn't even listen. And she was banging her quarters and, "Oh, wait till I tell so-and-so. Wait till just running her mouth like she couldn't finish her job because she wanted to call people and say that I came into the store. And a lot of y'all don't understand that the evil that we have to deal with such and stuff like that. Because at the same time, what I showed you in John chapter 11, verse 45, people believe it. If they could turn the people against Jesus Christ, they could turn anybody against us at any time. Okay? Just like that disgusting woman uh, that went to as soon as she leaves ISUPK, leaves us, she goes to ISUPK and makes up a whole entire. She never met uh, the people that she was talking about. She goes to a totally different school. She looks at our pictures on social media and started messaging a guy saying, "Oh, I'm coming to get you. You could be his mother." She could have gave birth to him. And when we're like, "Yo, this broad is crazy." They tell her, look, you got to stay home, blah, blah, blah. What's the first thing she does? Go to ISUPK with a lie. This is the stuff we got to deal with. So y'all don't know how hard it is to do this work and watch your back at the same. That's why y'all don't hear me in this room talking about white people. They're not the problem as far as I'm concerned. It's you black Hebrew Israelites. You make me sick. You, the ones of you that follow those camps, that lie and y'all don't say nothing to them. Y'all don't ask them for no proof. There's no post. Tell the way that they post on my page and calling me shit. I don't see that stuff on their page. I don't see nobody speaking about. There's no Israelite. Well, I gotta be honest. The new group that formed from Sakari, they went in on them. I think his name is Deacon Hakar. They did a video because they went in on him. They was like, yo, they said the same thing I said. They was like, yo, how y'all saying y'all in the truth? These people are lying and nobody's not saying nothing to them. It's like y'all just watching just to see something bad happen to us. And it's sad, you know? But I think I heard about that clubhouse room. Who was the one that said that they was in the clubhouse and they were trying to turn you? Who said that?
That's Eddie.
Yeah, that was me, brother.
What they were saying in there? 'Cause someone sent
There
me.
was just there was like saying how they played some videos for me, and then they brought up the Chinese dude and saying how one of the captains or leaderships that he was leadership high ranking captain or some shit like that. I don't know, but it was weird because like I was watching class on Sabbath, and then like I dozed out and I woke up thinking it was you guys again on Clubhouse, which it didn't register because I had just came out of a little small nap that Fridays and Saturdays were not, you guys aren't on here. And then I got on there thinking it was them, and then I thinking it was you guys, and they were started trying to confirm and tell me that IUIC is lying. You guys are not teaching me right, and he was a so-called Ephraim, and that you guys are not teaching me right, and they expressed some scriptures to me. I don't remember exactly which ones, and I just had to shut them down, man, because like I said, like when I first started indulging in trying to congregate and attending, the devil attacked me, and I've been going through all my little stuff I'm going through. But
So let
I
me ask you this.
recognized it, and I just
What
told them,
what
I was like,
what
listen, don't fucking talk shit about IUIC. I believe them. Nobody's showed me so far anything more than what I've learned from them so far.
what proof
And
did they present? What proof did they present in there?
they did. There wasn't. Like I said, I was coming out of a small nap, so I didn't really. They brought some scriptures up that I looked in the Bible and read, overlooked them, and yeah, it said the same thing. But I
And
don't remember
what
what
was the
scriptures they
audience
gave me.
saying? What was the audience
Huh?
saying? What was they saying to them? The audience, the people that was listening.
Oh, they were like, oh, it's not by luck, it's not by chance that you came into this room. God's trying to bring you back to the truth. And I'm like, listen, bro, you guys got me fucked up. I was like, don't be talking shit about how you guys see. You guys are full of shit, and that's who's gonna be teaching me, and that's what I'm learning from, and that's what it is. Like, no, I haven't seen any other proof from anybody in
Well,
my life like
well,
I
let me
have from
tell you
them.
this, Eddie. Very important. Very important. Whenever you encounter them, do not defend us.
Okay.
Okay? The reason why is because I don't want them to cause harm to you or to turn on you. Just listen to them and see what proof they present. That's for all of you. Never ever try and defend us, but listen to them, hear them out, and see what proof. Me, I'm the type of person. If you're coming at me, I'm gonna meet you head on. I'm gonna force you to prove what you're saying, and that's what you guys should do. Don't be defensive with them. Don't be like, nah. Don't say nothing about IUIC because they're gonna flip on you. Listen
Yeah,
to them, hear what they
I'm
have to
I'm
say.
still learning. There was nothing that I can really come head on with them. Like. I don't have I'm not biblically strong where I can be like, well, you're full of shit. That scripture you just told me and
Well,
back my own
understand,
self up.
understand.
That's why.
Forget the scripture for a minute, and focus on the negativity that they're putting our way, and let the scripture say, produce your cause. Let them produce their cause of why they're saying what they're saying, It's a big, big Sabbath. They shouldn't be talking about us. They should be teaching y'all repentance, right?
That's what I was saying.
Every
Yeah.
Saturday they bring the bishop. Listen, the class that
Hey,
was sent
brother.
to me yesterday is the absolute worst. The stuff that they're saying, people are like, yo, you people should sue them. The lies that they're saying. Okay, but
Yeah.
you guys don't have to defend us, but you guys should make them tell, show you the proof. Okay,
For
Hey,
because
sure. For
brother.
sure.
as you make it clear that they're lying to the audience, then people will see, okay, these people are the modern day Pharisees that the Bible speaks of. But if you start putting them on the defensive, you're giving them ammunition. They're gonna be like, you are IUIC. They're gonna call you a spy. They're gonna call you all type of things, bro. So I'm just telling y'all, none of y'all go in their rooms and argue with them. I'm not gonna tell you not to listen to them because you guys need to see what I see and what I experience. But do not, under any circumstances, argue with them. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't argue with them.
Hey, brother A1.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All praises to the Most High. Um, hey, brother. You know, I'm not well versed in the truth, like like you guys are. But I would say one thing: it's not defending you; it's defending God. It's defending the Most High, and the truth has to be known, whether people accept it or they don't. And the reality of it is that for I grew up in the church. I was a deacon. I was pastor's aide. I was, you know what I mean. I served in the church for a long time, and I've been reading the Word. And it was not until I heard you guys speak that I experienced the truth.
All praises.
And the reality of it is that they are killing us anyway. They are diminishing the black man in his household. They are putting us in a position where we are always battling. So if I'm not defending God, the Most High, what am I battling for? So when it all comes down to it, it's not just in defense of you because we are brothers in arms standing together on the front line. So my job is to defend you, is to protect you, is to make sure that even if we go down in battle, we go down together.
Well, understand, I don't want that. I want you alive. If you go down with me, who's gonna stand for the gospel? Okay, I'll take the
God,
hit.
the Most
I'll
High
take the
is
hit.
always going to make a way.
I'll take the hit.
He always provides prophets. He
I'll take the
always
hit
provides
so that you
leaders.
don't quit. Okay, I don't want you to go down. I want what nothing worse that my greatest fear is for me not to be here and there's not men on the front line. That's what the bishop tells us. You understand? We need sincere brothers because there's very few. The Christ said, many are called, few are chosen. The
The few
harvest
are
is
chosen.
plentiful. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. It's hard to find devout laborers in this truth. So I don't want you to waste your time
Fact.
with them fighting. I want you on the front line pushing this truth. You understand?
Yes,
That's how
sir.
you
Yes,
honor us.
sir. And that, and in my humble opinion, that's being on the front line. You know, at the end of the
Hey,
day,
Marcus.
you know,
That's
yeah,
hey. Listen. Being on the front line and what you're saying, I hear you, but AO is giving you counsel. That's being on the front line, obeying the counsel, listening to the counsel.
yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? He's telling you his like what he needs you to do. That's fighting. Like, yes, sir, got you, and that's it.
Hey, Chai, you said that they said something
Understandable.
about money. What they said about money?
Shalom. literature. Yes, sir. I had gotten a class on accident because, like, some rooms come up without your knowledge, but when you become friends with people. But so I was in there. I was just listening, listening to a ramble. So the whole class, the whole room was about um did IUIC and Israelites take the money, and so I was listening for a while.
Hey,
They was
ain't that
talking,
the
and I
room
said,
I came in and cussed everybody out? Was that the morning
no,
I cussed everybody out?
I don't know if you came in because I did I did ping you to it. I I
Yeah, I
did ping,
cussed
and I
everybody
know
out.
I shouldn't
I
have.
asked that woman. It was a woman. I think her name is Christian Israelite. Was
Miss
that the
Chris,
room?
oh man, oh my
Yes.
God,
And I went in there and they was like, pull them up, pull them up. There go one of them niggas now. So I said, listen, I'm going
man,
to ask you one question. I'm going to ask you one question. What did we take money for? Because they said the government paid us. I said, you
uh,
have a room here and you're saying that the government paid us. So I said, I want you to think before you answer. Tell the audience, what did the people pay us money for? And I got quiet. She
exactly.
couldn't talk.
That's exactly what they did when I asked them. So I was like, I came on stage and I was like, my question is, just being, unbiased, cause they tried to ask me was I with y'all, and I just said, just listen to what my question is before I answer y'all question. I said, all I want to know is, do y'all have any proof that they took the money? You know what their answer was about
What?
the proof? They said the doctrine that y'all teach is the proof that y'all took the money. I said, you got to be shitting.
They got that from GMS. Great Millstone
They,
say that because we don't say Yahweh Shai, that the government paid us not to say Yahweh Shai.
You just said it.
you just said it. Uh-oh.
Okay?
The
They
van,
said the government
watch
paid us
over your
not to say
shoulder.
Yahweh Shai. So then,
It's a van behind you. Hey, make sure there ain't no
so,
van following
so watch this. When I asked her, she said, you people teach not to vote, and the government paid you
you. Mhm.
so that you could stop people from voting. Man, I dropped so much F bombs. I was like, you stupid. How stupid can what power do we have over the election? There's a money machine behind billions of dollars went into Chameleon Harris getting people to register to vote.
I
You think we
got
could
to be
compete on any
kidding me.
level stopping people from voting?
Right. That's why I said we don't have no power. I said we can't even be racist. We don't even have the power to make no
Yes.
policy to stop nobody from voting or doing anything. I
Man,
said the law. I said the law because basically she believes in the Old Testament. I said so even in the Old Testament it tells you on how to vote and who to vote for.
I cussed her so far out. Then when I left the room, people followed me into my room and they were telling me to go back. They was like, she's still talking about you, saying that all you do is yell. And I was calm when I came in there. I said, just tell me, what did they give us money? Because people been saying,
Yep, yep,
ever since I came in the
yep.
truth, I've been working. Where's the money that they're giving? Look at the car that I drive. Look at where I live. Okay, I'm not living no life of no person getting no money, and that's the thing that make me mad. If I was in a nice 2025 uh, Benz or BM or something, then you could be like, "Yo, they giving this guy money. He don't make that much." But they've been saying
Right.
that for years. They saying that
Mhm.
the bishop they gave him money. We wouldn't live where we live.
Oh,
Okay,
Hey
they
yo,
just lie.
Father lies.
hey
I
yo,
see my brother sees Deacon Isaac at the gym all the time, and that if they would get money like that, he'll have a personal trainer. He'll be at the top notch gym.
hey, listen, brother, listen to me. What I'm saying. Listen to me. I'm a member, right? I'm a member. I stayed next to the deacon. I stayed, I stayed next door to the deacon, bro. Do you
I
understand?
stay I stay in
Listen,
the same apartment as the
hold on, hold
officer.
on.
You mean you don't have a personal jet
Listen to
like
what I'm saying. Hold on one second. Who stay next? Like, do they members stay next door to Creflo Dollar? Do his members stay next door to him? Do do what's the other guy name? What's the other guy?
TD Jakes?
TD Jakes. Do his members stay next door to him? They stay next door to
No,
rappers and movie stars. That's who they
don't
stay next
nobody
door
say
to, bro.
You mean you don't have a personal jet like TD Jakes?
Nah, bro.
No. Yeah.
Damn.
It's
I
crazy.
meant that as a joke, brother.
And then they start going on about the Joy Morgan. I was like, bro, I said, y'all gotta I said, all I want to just see is receipts. That's all y'all like. I heard what y'all saying. I said, but if y'all don't have no receipts, then what we talking about?
Yes. Listen, I don't mind y'all going in the rooms. All I want y'all to do is to ask them for proof. Make them
Yup.
say proof. Don't run away from the rooms. Go in the rooms and ask them, listen, what's the proof? Where y'all getting this from? Don't say y'all following us because then that's gonna put them on the defensive. Play stupid, like I never heard. Say even tell them, look, I watch them from time to time. I don't really know, and make them show you proof.
Mhm.
Okay, make them show you proof. Tell them when I didn't know this. I don't see this in the news. I don't know what's going on. Where you getting this from? Y'all gotta hold them up. Just that's how Christ was. Okay,
Mhm.
when Christ encountered the Pharisees, Sadducees, and scribes, they was afraid to ask him questions, and that's what I learned. Okay, I learned the way Christ was. That's the way I'm gonna be. When they was trying to get on him about John the Baptist, it said they dared ask him no more questions. Okay, and that's how I want y'all to be. Y'all don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid to go in their rooms. Go in their rooms when they're there and make them tell you the truth. Make them present to you proof. Don't just let them talk. And this way you're gonna learn so that when y'all get attacked,
Mhm.
you'll see how full of shit these people are when y'all get attacked. What I experienced with Joy Morgan and the liars, I never thought that would. I'm from the streets. And in the streets, you say the wrong thing, we pulling up on you. That's where I come from. You couldn't just talk about people. You'll leave your house and we'll be sitting on your car. You can't do that in the truth. You cannot do that in the Bible. You can't pull up on people. That's not of God. So this is new to me for people to just be talking shit and lying, and I just gotta eat it. So the way that I deal with the lie is to just meet it head on. Just look, you saying I did such and such. I want proof. Let's do it live. Let's go live before a studio audience. Let's have the people there and see who lying and see who telling the truth. Because I can't beat you up, okay? But I can tear you up in them scriptures when I catch you in that lie and make your ass fry. Okay, so
I,
this is
po-
new to
I
me.
posted the link. I posted the link inside of there. I told them, I said, well, tell you what y'all do. I said, well, give IUIC a fair chance. I said, go to their room because what they do is on there they badge flex. So like they talk over you, they'll move you down. And anytime you disagree, they disagree, they'll do all of that. So I told them, I said, well, look, if y'all got all these accusations and all of this, here's the link to Biblical Smoke. Go to Biblical Smoke, bring forth what y'all proof that y'all got, and y'all discuss it within. I said, because
That
what
was
y'all
smart.
doing,
That was
I said,
smart.
I said, yeah, I said, because what y'all doing is basically just he say, she say. I said, go to. I posted the link. Man, they started cussing me out. It was 5 people on the mic at one time. There's no order in the room. The
Hey, I
women
like
run
that.
the
I like that.
room.
I like that. Just tell them next time. Look, you know that these guys are live right now. Go in their room. They let anybody speak. Do that.
Anybody.
Tell them they let anybody speak. I didn't know this stuff. Wow, you should go in there. They calling people on stage right now and see their
Yep.
response.
Yep.
And
We
there's
we
no
we ain't
scripture
trying to we ain't
behind what
trying to
they're
talk to them.
saying.
We ain't trying to talk to them wicked niggas. I said, but y'all talking about them though. Go over there and
does,
go.
does
I said,
that make
go
sense? They're not trying to
exactly.
talk to us, but they're talking about us.
And I kind of got upset. I said, y'all ain't shit without that badge. I said, go over there and without your badge when you don't have no control, when you can't just bully people, and when you just gotta, you gotta respect their room and see how you hold up. I
Hey,
guarantee you.
if any of y'all get them in this room, I will let them speak. Y'all got my word. I will let them
Hold on.
speak uninterrupted.
Let me try to ping them right now because they on right now. Hold on. Let me see.
What's the name of
what
that
I
room?
know about
question.
it is that
What's the
is
name of that
that
room? Hold on. What's the
everything
name
that
of that
you
room?
guys say is
Hold
Look,
all
hold
look,
on,
biblical.
brother. Hold
King,
on.
get their room, King.
What's the name of the
I'm
room?
getting it right now. Hold on, I'm getting it right now. Hold on, let me go to my guy because it's
Dig.
the
That's
AY,
why
main.
I got a question.
dig.
Just go ahead with your question. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, AY. This is Clinton. Of course, I don't know if you remember me from Nigeria, and always here on the space, learning, growing. It's very, very important. I be here. So thank you for always sharing very enlightening ideas about the kingdom. So I've seen the space. The topic of the space is saying, where is Christmas in the Bible and why do we celebrate it? I didn't join the space when it started. So well, I just like to get a conclusion. So so far on what is discussed. So is it that we're not supposed to celebrate Christmas as Christians? I want to know.
So let's do this. We're going into the new room, which is upload God's laws. Everybody go there, and I'll answer you there, because a new room just started, all right? So just go to the upload God's laws, all right? And I'll answer your question there, all right?
It's the link on top. The link up top.
Everybody click the
All
link.
right.
Go there now. I'm going to that room. Close out this room.